Hey guys, this is Genuine Polish, and I thought of this idea for a video challenge. So basically, you're allowed to do anything that you want, besides dig. So essentially what that means is you're probably going to be confined to your starting cavern. I got lucky and was able to deconstruct tiles and get down into the cavern below me. I picked pretty much a random planet, and I picked an alternate pod location just because I thought that might improve my chances of getting useful resources. And maybe it did, because I got a room with oxyfern, which meant that I had a constant supply of a very small amount of oxygen, which is the only reason I got as far as I did. So first off, we have our 3 duplicants. I picked Poop and Steve because hopefully he'll generate some more fluid oxygen, Loner Farmer because when everyone else dies, at least he'll have bonus attributes, and Morning Farmer just to have another farmer around. Alright, so I started by deconstructing some tiles and getting some resources from that, and that let me jump down to the cavern below me. I tried giving my duplicants some furniture, but it was just a waste of resources. I uprooted and tried to rearrange the plants to optimize their growth, but because of the limited amount of resources I had, I really couldn't maximize the pip planting, and eventually the pips died, so that went out the window. I tried to break the walls of the cavern by overpressurizing water. I tried submerging 300 kilograms of ice in 1,000 kilograms of salt water, because 1,300 kilograms will overpressurize the tile. But what happened instead is that the 304 kilograms of ice deleted 304 kilograms of salt water when it thawed. I didn't get the resources back, they didn't go anywhere, they just deleted. So that was a waste of time. I tried putting ice in the cavern walls and blocking it off, but this ice wasn't able to melt for the entire time of this playthrough. Eventually I sacrificed Pooping Steve and Morning Farmer to conserve oxygen. Little did I know that I probably didn't need to do that, because eventually Loner Farmer had to survive on recovering breath in little pockets of oxygen around the base. And that was good. It was going good for a while. There was so much food to go around, but temperatures were falling and some of his mealwood was not providing. And besides that, I did the math, and between the 5 wild mealwood that he had, there was not enough food to go around. So I was hoping to just stretch him out for as long as possible. And to my surprise, Loner Farmer survived to cycle 52. From there though, there wasn't enough food to sustain duplicants. So every 3 cycles, I had to get a new duplicant with a full stomach and let them live till the next print, in which case I would get a new duplicant, and if I got lucky I'd get food so that way I could get some more resources. By the end of it though, I didn't really have anything I could use, because it turns out in order for the printing pod to have a higher chance of sending you different resources, you need to first collect those resources, and because I couldn't dig, I didn't have any of the resources, so it really limited what I was getting from the printing pod. I got fertilizer, algae, dirt, salt water, but no metal, which is the crucial thing. You might not think about it, but without a research station, you're basically limited to the most basic buildings, which can't sustain life, especially in a cavern like this. So by doing this, I cycled my duplicants every 3 cycles, and eventually I got to the staggering number of cycle 100. And then I called it. Although doing it like this is sustainable, probably indefinitely, there's a good chance that nothing would change, even when the ice melted. I do want to note that there was a huge wave of heat that was emanating from the bottom of the map and moving up, and it was hot enough to where it can melt dirt, so that may have mixed things up enough to let my duplicants get into other caverns and eventually expand their base. But the issue with that is it was 100 cycles and it had only moved about 10 tiles, so I would need to run the simulation for another 1 to 2 or 300 cycles in order to see, and at that point the heat might kill the oxyfern before it melts dirt, in which case there would be no oxygen and I would be out of luck. I encourage you guys to try it for yourselves. Let me know down in the comments what cycle you got to if you do decide to do it. I think it's kind of a fun challenge. I would call it quits as soon as you get to where I got, because at that point you're just basically recycling duplicants and it's hardly even a game. I'd like to know what cycle you guys got to, and if you guys want me to try this again, I absolutely will. It was pretty fun, and I like the toned down oxygen not included, because this is just a little bit of a resource management, and you don't have to worry about all this other stuff, because you're going to be restricted to like 1 or 2 duplicants, and if you're lucky you can get through past a couple of caverns, especially if you spawn on like an ice map. Then the world's your oyster. Unfortunately, I didn't, and I got to cycle 100. So let me know if you do any better down in the comments. And if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Everything helps, and it encourages me to make more videos. Thanks for watching, guys.